Hello everyone, Spud here, and in today's video I'd like to talk with you guys about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Now, this game has taken the gaming industry by storm. It has earned $11 million in its first weekend. That's awesome. That's a lot of money going to these devs for an early access game. Now, some of you guys may be wary it is early access, and that is perfectly fine. Early access has its issues, but right now, this game, I can tell you guys, just from the 18 hours I've played this weekend, I think it's arguably one of the best Battle Royale experiences you can find right now. It's better than H1Z1 by miles, and it's better than Arma in most respects, but not all. And I've played most of the big Battle Royale style games. I haven't played the killing, but I've played H1Z1, Arma 2 Battle Royale, and Arma 3 Battle Royale extensively. And honestly, this game is a very satisfying mix of the two. If you want to know why this game is doing so well, and I think it's actually so polished and so refined, really better than a lot of these experiences I've had for a long time out of the gate, you have to look at what's in the name. PlayerUnknown is the original modder behind Arma 2, 3, Battle Royale, and behind H1Z1 King of the Kill. He has created this genre from the ground up. He is the king of this genre. And honestly, this is his fourth attempt at it. He's had a lot of experience in this field, and with some good game developers behind him, he's made something great. Not only visually, but from a gameplay perspective, it's superior to pretty much anything else. It has its issues, it does, and we'll get to those, but I just want to say right off the bat, if you are looking for a good Battle Royale game, this is it. It has some ways to go before it's like the perfect Battle Royale game, but it can get there, at least in my opinion, from what I've seen so far and from what I've played during my 18 hours over this weekend. So let's start off with what this game does really well. And the first thing that comes to mind for me is the map design. This is where it really stands above things like H1Z1 and even Arma, because this game not only nails the aesthetic really well, but just in pure gameplay, this map design is great. A huge amount of verticality. The interiors are, well populated with models and assets, and looks very, very fitting for the environment. I mean, look at this old barracks I'm in right now. How the way the light shines off the old grimy tile walls, it looks beautiful. Not only that, but if you're running across in the open, there's actually small defilades and just deformations in the terrain. That means that if you needed to take cover, you can usually find a small little rise in the ground to duck behind. And this is where it sort of beats out Arma, because Arma, the flat areas are flat and the hilly areas are rocky, but there's no real good cover if you don't have a tree or a rock. This game is not like that, and you can find a place to hide in a pinch if you need to, and I think that adds a lot to the gameplay. Next, just variety of items and weapons. It has pretty much everything, if not, actually has more things than the H1Z1 has right now, I think, and H1Z1 has about for a long time. And this game just blows it away in terms of content, from just sheer item count to customization, attachments, weaponry, things like that. The vehicle mechanics are also very strong. The game feels very good to drive. It's not clunky at all, sort of like Arma, and it's not super cartoony like it was in H1Z1. I find it's a nice balance between easy to drive and fun to play, and believable, with some notable exceptions that you'll probably see in some of my videos. Next thing that I think is really important is that this game has essentially ripped its weapon mechanics, its gun mechanics, straight from Arma, which is a good thing. I've played over 600 hours of Arma 3, and this game essentially just copies it off its worksheet, and that's awesome. Arma has some of the best gunplay in the industry, in my opinion. It even copies the secondary zoom, even on non-zoom optics, for sort of the hold your breath style thing, and it has bullet physics, zeroing, and just all in all, it feels way satisfying. The guns have punch behind them, they hit hard, they sound like they're mean, and everything just works really well. Next, I want to talk about the smoothness of how the game works. And this is something it borrows from H1Z1. Picking up items, putting on attachments, going through your menus, all of it is very smooth. There's no bullshit, there's no clunk. It ditches sort of the methodical and confusing menus of Arma for just a streamlined system that gets what it needs to do done and looks good in doing it. Basic interaction with objects, doors, and the environment is much better than Arma. and stuff like the animations and variety lead to all in all a great experience. And some things that are actually really important for me is this game has unofficial SLI support. You can download a profile for it that actually does add quite a bit of performance, so yay for those of you guys who have SLI. Another thing that's also really important, this game has great audio. Another thing that borrows from Armor here is you can hear footsteps very well. You can easily tell if someone's above you, if someone's on the same floor or below you, if they're running, if they're walking, if they're hurt. You can tell just by how they sound, and that's a really cool mechanic. Alright, but now, like I said, everything isn't all good. That was sort of me just praising the game there. And now let's go and shit on it for a bit, alright? First thing is performance. Now, I know I just said that this game had SLI support, but even with both my GTX 1080s running and my i7-6700K being overclocked, I can dip to 40 FPS in some cases in big towns with lots of players. That needs to be fixed, honestly. And if you have a lower end machine, you can almost forget about running this game. It can be that demanding. Also, there are a huge amount of glitches and bugs in the game right now. Most of them aren't game breaking, but there's one actually going on in this scene right here, which I urge you to look in the other buildings and in their windows and their doors and notice that the shadows are missing. For some reason, when I launched the game for this session, it only rendered shadows within like a meter of me, or even maybe a little bit more than that, like 10 meters of me. But what that means, I can see into buildings, into places that normally would have been dark, perfectly fine. And that is game breaking. That can lead to some bullshit deaths. And honestly, they should look into fixing that first, because that's kind of a big issue. The next issue I have with the game is one that's entirely subjective, but I think is important and should be addressed. The first person field of view sucks. It looks like you're looking through horse blinders, and your gun's really low on the bottom of the screen. It doesn't only looks bad, but it feels bad. You can't really see anything. You feel like you're zoomed in, kind of. And it makes playing in first person kind of like you're handicapping yourself more than it should be. Whenever I was playing Arma 3 Battle Royale, I would always play in first person with the field of view zoomed all the way out to the max, so I could see everything but still get sort of the behind the gun experience. And you can't do that in Battlegrounds, and that's kind of something I really want to see. I want to see an FOV slider that actually pulls you back away from the gun a bit, maybe so you can see the weapon a bit more and see around you a bit more, and just a way for you to manage that. Now, this isn't just purely aesthetic, I guess, because if you suffer from motion sickness in games, then having a wide field of view is almost essential, and this would force those players to play exclusively in third person like I have been doing right now. Finally, this is probably the biggest con, is this is an early access game. Early access can go any way. This game could disappear. This game could just, completely be gone in a month or have no developer support. It can go any which way. And honestly, it's kind of a big gamble jumping into an early access game. And if they do decide to take the money and run, which I don't think they will, but if they do, it will be just another one of these cases of early access failing. So if you are going to get this game and you're unsure, maybe wait for a few patches and see if the devs are actually going to keep up with this game. I'm not saying they won't, I'm just saying early access has screwed people before. I'm looking at you, Daisy Standalone. Anyways guys, that's all I have to say in today's video. If you watched, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could leave a like down below if you liked the video, if not, leave a dislike, and I'll see you guys all on my next video. Bye bye.